Hello and welcome to Travel Talk Tuesday. We are live here with Charlie the Traveler, and I'm Lainey Melnick, the owner of Dream Vacations, Lainey Melnick and Associates in the Westlake Hills area of Austin, Texas. And today we are going to be talking about Greece. We did our Greece show originally. I should have realized which episode are we on? I don't remember. I don't have it. But anyway, our very first show was Greece, and Charlie and I both thought, we really need to redo this show. So we're redoing it for you so we can do it better. And in the meantime, go ahead and scan my QR code up in the corner and enter to win our quarterly contest, which is an Oceania Alaska cruise for two, which is an amazing prize this quarter. So please enter to win. And if you put hashtag Travel Talk Tuesday in your comments on any of our streaming networks, so that is LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, I think that's it. I'm working on TikTok, but it's not there quite yet. Just put hashtag Travel Talk Tuesday and you'll get a $50 gift certificate off of any Charlie the Traveler tour that you book with me and my company. So please comment, share, and let's get started, Charlie.
Let's rock, girl. I'm ready for this one.
I know you are, because you are Greek.
Half Greek, half Italian is double trouble. That's what that thing is right there.
That is, he knows how to eat. I think that's what that means. Eat and drink.
Yeah, we do. We know how to enjoy our lives, that's for sure. We don't lose out on a good opportunity to have fun.
That's right. And so if anybody knows Greece, it is Charlie, because he has been there many, many times.
I used to live there.
Yeah. And I've been there a few times, but not as many as Charlie. So Charlie, do you want to talk about your Greek tour?
Yep, we'll do that. It's a small country, so people think that within a week you can see the highlights over there. No, very far from it. Size doesn't always tell you how much a country has to see. There's some really big countries that don't have a lot, and then sometimes there's a small country that is just explosive with stuff. Greece is the latter, for sure.
Yeah, and it is somewhat seasonal. So, there are the Greek Isles, and then there's the main island of Greece, or isle, which is where Athens is. But if you want to enjoy the beach and the sun and the warmth, the beach clubs, what are the best months to go?
May through September. There's some destinations in Greece that are fun going to any time of the year. Those tend to be more on the mainland. Athens has become one of those destinations. I never thought it would have become that, but it's become like a hipster spot and an expat spot. So it now gets tourism year round, as does a couple of other spots on the mainland. But yeah, what you're describing are the Greek islands, which are popular May through September.
That's right. And there are high-speed ferries that go between them, or you can do a cruise. Many cruises do the Greek Isles, luxury all the way to yachts, or contemporary type of brands to yachts. But the way that Charlie does it is a little different. So Charlie's tours are really unique. You can leave any day of the year. You don't have to go on a specific day. And we customize it around your needs. But it's either private or shared depending on what the tour is. So let's get to it. Where do you fly into Athens, I am assuming?
So most people do the classical route, which I'd say covers about half of the must-see places in the country. That one is 11 days. And that one starts on the island of Crete, where I have family.
Yes.
Crete is kind of to Greece what Texas is to the United States. Those are like the cowboys of Greece, basically, for sure. So Chania is on the western side of the island, and it's got almost like Italian look to it, Italian buildings and that kind of thing. And then just south of Chania are some absolutely gorgeous beaches, some of the best
Mm.
beaches in Greece. And also to the northwest, there's some other very famous beaches over there. So it's a nice blend of romantic city architecture and beautiful beaches. And
And
that's a nice
for
way to start your trip off to Greece.
yeah, so and what Crete is kind of known for too are the cave hotels, hotels, on the rocks, and there are two airports. So you'd want to make sure that we're flying you into the right one.
And yeah, that's right. The Western airport, not the one in the center. Because what we later do is relocate you for like toward the center of the country now. Sorry, the center of the island. And there's another pretty town that we show you along the way that's called Rethymno. And one of the oldest archaeological sites in Greece is on that route as well. We also take you to a local's home. They make you a traditional Greek dinner. They'll show you how to actually make the food, and then you have dinner with them. And that's how you kind of end that day. The following day is when you take those speedboats that you're talking about a few minutes ago.
Hmm.
You take it to the island of Santorini, which it's world renowned. Those speedboats are really nice. I mean, back in the day, they had these like ferries, and they were forever. I mean, you would just like by the time you're done, by you arrived, it's like you knew everybody on the boat. Like everybody knew each other's story, and it was just like, oh God. And then later on, they had these like small speedboats, which got the job done. I mean, something that was like 13 hours was now like 4 hours,
Mm.
but it was just so choppy. I don't get seasickness at all, but other people would. And then, here's the vomit bags and all that stuff. Now they've got these like monster size speedboats,
Mm.
which I haven't seen elsewhere in the world. And these are like first class speedboats that are just so fast. Um, and they'll get you from point A to point B. They're very smooth because they're that big. The ride is very smooth and enjoyable. So, getting from Crete Island to Santorini Island, it's no biggie.
So lately, the big cruise ships are having a lot of trouble with Santorini. They're just not meant for having thousands of passengers on this tiny little island all at once. So this is one way to see Santorini with only a handful of other travelers with the ferry, and you're not bombarding this island with a cruise full of people.
I think what you're referring to, it's not the boat, it's specifically the harbor. So it's a small one,
Mm.
and it has become Greece's number one destination. And you get all these people coming in. Some people are coming in by air, so they built a brand new airport over there.
Mm.
Looks completely different from what it did 20 years ago. Um, but not everybody's coming by air. A lot of people are coming by boat, and it's got a very small harbor to accommodate a huge volume of visitors each
Yeah.
year. They've never seen this much tourism. And it's a combination of YouTube and Instagram. It's not when a government promotes its own destinations, nobody really listens to it. But when you have these complete strangers going to these places and they're vouching for these destinations, that's when the hordes of travelers come in. They're trusting
Yeah.
the assessment of the YouTuber or the influencer on Instagram or whatever. And that's what's happened with Santorini.
And actually, my Greece video is my top video on YouTube for my long videos. So I'm guilty as charged. I send people to Santorini.
Don't blame you there. And it is a very much romantic destination. Um, I mean, the island came about because of volcanic activity, and that's why they have a caldera. That's where the top of the volcano blew off, and it's on that caldera that they have all these beautiful white-washed buildings, and they've got these hotels that are kind of hanging against the cliff with those pools. Um, and it's got those restaurants overlooking the water, all this kind of romantic stuff. It is because of the roof of the volcano just blowing off and creating that caldera.
Mm. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting activities that you can do around the caldera also, and it is probably one of the best sunsets in the world.
Agreed. And the wine over there is also very good. So
Mm,
there's wineries people go to, and they combine that with the sunset, um,
hmm.
and we cover it. So all these places we cover. You know, you have a private escort driver, you've got private vehicles. We're obviously using the public transportation to get from island to island with the boats. But
Right.
once you're on these islands, you've got your own private vehicle to be shown all the highlights, both in the old towns as well as the surrounding of the islands. There's a lot of beautiful beaches or archaeological sites or whatever. You know, and in the case of Santorini, you've got like a black sand beach because of that volcanic activity. You have a red sand beach.
Mm,
Um, you've got those wineries. You've got some very good clifftop views. And then there's the two main villages that are famous of Fira and Ia. And you
hmm.
can actually walk from one to the other. It's a very long walk, but the whole thing's gorgeous.
Mm.
And we do that with our customers.
You walk it?
Yeah.
Oh, I drove it, but,
Mhm.
but walking it would be okay though.
Um, yeah, it's a nice one to do for sure.
Mm,
After Santorini, we now relocate you by boat to Milos Island.
mm,
That's the next destination. At all of these places we take you to, you're staying at five-star hotels. Um, most are okay with just the standard five-star hotels. So in the case of Santorini, you're not staying like on the caldera because those hotels are $2,000 a night. However, for those who can't afford and want those $2,000 hotels, Lainey, you could arrange that for them. It's no big
yes.
deal for you. But by default, we don't put those $2,000 a night rooms because we don't want to scare away the majority of people who can't just afford that, you know. But some people
Yeah.
just they want no, I want that hotel, and we've done it many
Hmm.
times. Where people just say, no, this is my honeymoon or whatever it is. And my wife and I want that hotel with our own little pool overlooking the ocean. I mean, this is part of that Santorini experience.
Right, exactly. And I think a lot of people who go to Greece go there knowing exactly what they want, the experience that they've seen already, as you said, on YouTube and Instagram. So they know what they want. And my clients, who are my luxury clients, for sure would want the very best. And so, yeah, that's no problem.
Yeah. Um, so now you've gone from Santorini to Milos. The boat is one option. Another option is to take a flight. It just kind of depends on people's time constraints. And when they have a little bit less time, we'll just do the flight instead. But once you get to Milos, it takes a couple of days to cover the highlights over there. There's a lot to see on Milos Islands. Some of the best beaches in the whole country are there. I mean, they are really, really nice beaches over there. Um, 10, 15 years ago, Milos wasn't that popular of an island, despite what it has to offer. It's got a beautiful little old town, and it's got other things as well. And the island was completely beautified. It was revamped. And a lot of that has to do with Airbnb.
Mm,
So what happened initially was you had these like older people who owned properties there, and they let the buildings just fall apart. They're kind of like dilapidated, that thing. And
mm,
then the younger generation said, "Hey, look, let us like fix this up. Let's decorate it. Let's do all this stuff, and we could be renting out these rooms for a couple €100 a night." And the older people who owned the buildings were just like, "Well, that's a great idea." So every street, every this, every that. I mean, decorations, um, beautification, the whole nine yards. So you walk around and it looks just absolutely gorgeous
mm.
over there. So it has definitely become a mainstream destination in Greece, um, and for good reason.
And the most of the cruise ships don't go there, so it's not as overrun as you'd find in Santorini and Mykonos. It's a more a better fit culturally.
hmm Santorini is world renowned. It's the most expensive destination in Greece. with a close second being Mykonos. Um, Milos, it's a little bit more affordable in that sense. Um, but yeah, Santorini and Mykonos are by far the most expensive destinations in Greece.
Yeah. So,
Um,
what else do you do on Milos, or do you just do the beaches?
well, no, there's the land tour
Mm.
where we take you to different viewpoints and you see the old towns and some pretty beaches and all this kind of stuff. The other nice thing we do though on the island is take you on a boat ride along this gorgeous coastline.
Mm.
Um, and you go swimming and see a bunch of stuff. They've got like just like a hole. Um, I don't know how to describe it, but it's basically like it's like a cove, and there's just like a hole right in the middle of it, uh,
Mm.
and you go swimming over there as well. So a nice break from doing all these land tours.
So kind of like the blue hole in Belize, like a hole deep that you're swimming into.
The difference with Belize is you're above and you're looking down.
Uh,
In Greece, you're inside it and you're looking up, and you see like this just big old hole. Um,
Interesting.
yeah, and it's not only that that's nice; it's that whole coastline that's really pretty
Mm.
over there, and you can't get there by car. You can
Right.
only get there by boat. So that's what that whole thing is about. After Milos, we take you by boat to the island of Mykonos, which
Ah.
I just mentioned. All of these boat rides are about 4 hours long. Just
Mm. Okay.
FYI. Once you're on Mykonos Island, same thing. You've got your own private vehicle, and you're being taken around. And all of these islands are different from each other. Santorini, they all have nightlife, but Santorini is very much rooted in like romance and that kind of thing.
Hmm.
Um, Milos is much more like authentic and with the beaches and the pretty old town. Mykonos also has the nice architecture. It's very international, and it's a lot of prestige. Lots of beach bars, lots of
Hmm.
like world-renowned DJs going over there and performing. Um,
I would say
rest-
that it's known for its party life.
yeah, very. I mean, that's right up your alley, right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very fun place to go.
So, um, yeah, lots of those DJs, all this kind of stuff. Very like prestigious restaurants.
Mm.
Um, some people don't want to be around like big crowds and stuff like that. For those people, I don't tell them they necessarily need to avoid Mykonos and avoid Santorini. I don't think that's the right answer.
Mm.
You just may not want to go to those specific destinations in July and August because that's
Right.
when they're at their peak. But they're beautiful places nonetheless. So if you don't mind crowds, go in August or July. If you do mind the crowds, then just go in May and June or September.
Right.
But that's a better option than just saying, well, I don't need to go there when they're among Greece's most beautiful destinations.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
From Mykonos, what we do is take the boat to Athens.
Mm.
The evening that you arrive in Athens, we'll give you like a nightlife tour over there, which is also fun, and take you to some areas where they got like a bunch of restaurants and just shops and all this kind of stuff. The city has changed so much
Yeah.
in the last 10 years. It is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I used to live there. It was a city where there's like stray dogs everywhere. The sidewalks were a joke. Like they were overtaken by the roots of trees. So you couldn't
Mm.
even walk on the sidewalk. You had to walk in the middle of the street and nobody would like stop for you. So there's dogs, people honking, like just all of that. And you go to Athens now and it's a mainstream European destination. They
Yep.
got these beautiful sidewalks. I don't see any stray dogs at all. I'm not saying they don't exist. I never see them. Um, People like when you need to cross the street, they'll like wait for you, like the same way they do here in Germany or something. Um, it's like wow, all of this in just 10 years. Like I never would have
Yeah.
expected that, and it's become a hotspot for expats. I mean, people are actually living there. People who do their
Hmm.
work online are actually living there, and they got some seriously nice shops, very very decorative shops. Like you're going into these restaurants and coffee shops, and they look like museums.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, There's
Athens is really an amazing city, I think. I would highly recommend people go there. I am not a huge Rome fan, but it's similar in that it has all of the historical areas to just amazing history to take part in and see and walk through. And but still it has this great shops and restaurants and amazing people, just Greek friendliness and liveliness everywhere. I really enjoyed Athens so much more than I enjoyed Rome.
really.
Yeah.
I personally I can't choose between the two. I love them both. But, it is funny when I go back to Athens. I mean, I speak Greek and everything, but just me approaching people before I can open up my mouth and even speak Greek, they're already speaking English to me. And it's not the face or anything. It's just I think by our body language, how we turn our head, how our face expresses to emotion, they kind of just know if you're Greek and you live there or if you're from somewhere else. So
I did have a taxi driver who did not speak English, which I think was pretty rare there.
most people in Greece speak English.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say people under 60, typically the majority of them speak English. So that is what that is. I mean, obviously you got the Acropolis. It's a world famous attraction. And there's like a neighborhood called Plaka that we take you to with all kinds of shops and restaurants and that sort of thing. So that right there is kind of like the classic route, including the day of arrival and departure. That's 11 days. A lot of people will stay longer than the 11 days. They'll say that they want to cover another area of Greece or a couple of more areas of Greece. So those who have maybe 5, 6 more days, we covered the western side of Greece. So right now, all this I just told you is the center part. It's like south center and up, the Cyclades and all of that. So now when you get into the western side of Greece, you've got Zakynthos. And that's where they had made the movie with the shipwreck. And it's one of the most famous, Navagio it's called.
Okay.
It's the most one of the most famous beaches in Greece with the shipwreck right over there. The water is some of the nicest. The nicest water I think I've seen anywhere in the Mediterranean would have to be Sardinia and the western part of Greece. Like the water looks like the the glacial Gatorade.
Yes, that
okay.
blue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like that. And you look at it and you just like, is this thing real? So that is what Zakynthos is like. It's very good, especially for families, and it's a more affordable destination than Santorini and Mykonos. It doesn't have like the beautiful old towns that these other destinations do, but the beaches cannot be beaten. And from there, we take you then to Lefkada. It's popular over there for windsurfing, but for a lot of things other than that. It's got these just gorgeous viewpoints, and it's another one of those destinations for family they end up really liking. From there, you go up to Corfu. Corfu, in my opinion, has the prettiest town in all of Greece. It's got the most beautiful architecture in the whole 9 yards. But it has not only a beautiful old town, it's also got fortresses. It's got these beaches. Obviously, it's got caves. It's got monasteries. It's got a bunch of stuff. So it is one of the islands that just kind of offers it all.
So Corfu is an island.
Corfu is Zakynthos is an island. Lefkada is an
Oh,
island.
okay. I was thinking you were still on the mainland.
No. So after Athens, like let's say you just say, okay, I have 11 days. Okay, well, it's time to go home. People who say, no, we have more than 11 days, we will fly them from Athens to Zakynthos, and then we will take boats going up from Zakynthos, Lefkada, Corfu.
Okay, gotcha. I knew that we have cruise ships that go to Corfu, and I was totally confused. Like, how are they getting there if it's in the mainland? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's what. And Corfu, incidentally, is right across the street from Albania. But Um,
Ah,
it's also where people take boats to get into southern Italy. Corfu is one of the main crossing spots for that.
right.
Um, yeah, it's right. It's Igoumenitsa, it's called. But anyway, um, from Corfu at this point, then people will fly back to Athens and then they'll go home.
Mm.
Or if you have even more time, what we do is go from Corfu to the mainland. It's called Igoumenitsa. From Igoumenitsa, that's where some people end up going to Italy. But otherwise, what we do is we will pick you up over there. We take you to Meteora.
Oh,
Meteora is where
yeah.
you have those six famous monasteries
Mm.
um, on top of those mountains, like these high mountains that are just like thin, and
Hmm.
this landscape is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, that whole thing used to be filled with water, and just like everywhere else on the planet, the water kind of
Mm.
evaporates or whatever, and then it's left with these formations, these rock formations, with monasteries on top of it. So, in terms of landscape, it's definitely one of the prettiest destinations in all of the country.
And it is possible to drive there from Athens, but it's a full day thing to try to go to Meteora from Athens.
It's unpleasant because it takes like almost 5 hours one way,
Yeah.
um, and some people do it, But what I generally recommend is if you have that extra time from Corfu, you let us pick you up, take you to Meteora. It's closer from Corfu. When we take you to the mainland, it's easier to cross over that way. And we've
Mm.
taken you now to Meteora. You've seen these monasteries and what that area has to offer. And there's a town below that's just really nice with restaurants and all this kind of stuff. And it's got beautiful views of the monasteries. And then typically what we do from there is either take you back to Athens because you don't have enough time, or for those who have even more time, we will take them from Meteora over to the second largest city of Greece called Thessaloniki.
Mm.
Um, Thessaloniki, it looks different and it feels different from Athens. That's where Alexander the Great is
Mm.
from Thessaloniki. So you got a lot of monuments dedicated to him.
Mm.
Uh, and there's also some nice beaches nearby. And there's a day trip that you make from there to a place called Mount Athos. Mount Athos, it's basically this coastline, beautiful water with these gorgeous monasteries right along the water.
Mm.
Um, so you see them by boat. You can't get off and just walk into these monasteries. You can only see it by boat. You need a permit if you actually want to go into those monasteries, and only men are allowed inside.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't make the rules, but that's you know. I,
It's
I just
okay.
I just take people there. That's what I do. Um, so that's what ends up happening there. And for people who don't want to miss anything important, the last part of it is from Thessaloniki. What we typically do is fly you to the island of Rhodos. Rhodos is southeast, right there with the border with Turkey.
Okay.
From Rhodos, you can get to Fethiye in Turkey. It's only an hour and a half boat ride away.
Mm.
Um, Rhodos is another gorgeous island with fortresses. The Teutonic Knights were over there. It's got a different type of architecture, like the people from Malta were over there.
Mm.
So it's got a different style to it altogether than, let's say, Corfu. But it's beautiful in its own way nonetheless. I would probably say um, the second or third prettiest town in Greece is over there in Rhodos. So
Mm.
so that's what that is, um, and then otherwise, just sometimes from Athens, what we'll end up doing is taking you down to Nafplio, which is another very beautiful town, a small one.
Mm.
It's got a Venetian feel to it. It's only a 2-hour drive away from Athens, and then we'll take you to Monemvasia, which is this village that's on this high rock with beautiful beaches below.
Mm.
So all that I just said right there, that's like literally 23 days. Most people don't have 23 days And that's why we give them the classical route in 11 days. And then when they sit there and say, well, we got 3 extra days, or we got 5, or we got 8, then we're able to take these other places that I just described to you, and we will plug them in based on the duration of their visit.
Yeah, that's one of the great things about Charlie's tours is that we can customize to an extent, most of it. So that if you say, well, I'm going to end in Athens, we're taking the flight out of Athens, but I need 3 more days doing something fabulous, just ask us what the options are and we will tell you exactly what we could fit in there.
Exactly. And once you're there, you've got your own escort driver who's English speaking, and you got your own private vehicle and all this, and you're getting around. So it's a combination of, if there's domestic flights, they're very short, 1 hour, stuff like that. You're using these beautiful, smooth speedboats to get from island to island, and then that's it. So the transportation is pretty straightforward and easy. The food that we haven't really talked much about. It's I grew up with it, so obviously this is some of my favorite food in the world.
Yeah, I think everybody knows Greek food, but it is fabulous there.
Yeah, we need a show just on the Greek food itself.
I know. The grilled octopus was the best in the world.
And the calamari. For me personally, I love the calamari. And when they take just the olive oil with the sea salt.
Oh, yeah.
And they have this stuff called horta. Horta is dandelions. And they put olive oil and sea salt and lemon and that stuff too. And it's soft. They boil it to make it very soft. Just, oh my God. I get crazy about it. When I haven't been to Greece for a while and I go back, we'll be driving to my grandmother's house and I'll see these places where they'll sell like spanakopita, the spinach pies.
Yeah.
I'll always pig out on those. And then after you've partied all night and it's now like 4 or 5 in the morning, they've got the bakeries and you smell the food from the bakeries. And they have a thing called bugatsa. And that's like a warm sweet that you eat after you've partied all night and right before you go to bed. It's going to be great for your diet, and you know what I mean. But I mean, you're in Greece, opa, you know.
Exactly, and I love the fried cheese too.
Saganaki.
Saganaki. Oh yeah, yum.
God, I'm getting fat just listening to all this.
I know.
Safety. Maybe you want to bring up safety with Greece.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you were in Greece, Lainey?
I felt extremely safe, but and what I always tell young girls going to bars and bar hopping and partying, it's no different than doing it anywhere in the world. You just have to watch your drinks, watch what you're doing. Don't get drunk, blackout drunk, be responsible. And it's not, when you're on vacation, crime doesn't just stop. You're in a city that has bad people. So just be smart. But it's not, I don't think it's dangerous. I find it very safe there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, fortunately, we've never had any problems at all.
Yeah.
So it's a good place to be. And then cost.
Yeah.
That's one I never have memorized.
I know. So you should know this. Come on.
I don't.
But cost there is good. I think I remember. I like your Greek costs.
Yeah, let me see what this thing is here. Yeah, give me here. Lainey, talk about something.
Oh, okay. In the meantime, scan our QR code and enter to win my quarterly contest, which is the Alaska Cruise by Oceania for 2 people. And while you're there, go ahead and follow me everywhere, especially on YouTube. I've got a great YouTube channel. My top long video is the one I took on the Royal Caribbean Odyssey of the Seas through the Greek Isles and Turkey. So that's a really popular video for you to watch. I just finished my Japan and South Korea video though, which is awesome. I think that's probably my best video if you take the time to watch it. Most people watch my videos on their televisions and they watch in segments because they are long, but they are extremely detailed. Just like our Travel Talk Tuesday tells you everything there is to know about a destination, my videos go into extreme detail. So, and please let me book your vacations. I own Dream Vacations, Lainey Melnick and Associates in the Westlake Hills area of Austin, Texas, and my team would love to help you.
Cool stuff, lady. Cool stuff.
And the price is not anymore. So Charlie's price is going to be the same price, whether you book it through me or through him directly. So just to let you know, that's how it works.
Very, very cool stuff. So that's Greece. I mean, if we had more time, I could tell you incredibly hilarious stories of me being over there. But you're going to leave the country with lots of memories. I've got lots of close Greek friends. It's just one of those places that you don't. It's a country you don't forget. The people are very similar to the Italians. Very talkative, very passionate. And the conversation is rarely going to be short. You know, what time is it? You know, you're going to talk about how to make a watch, you know, that kind of thing. It's just, that's the Greeks. They like to talk. And if you can't notice that, that's what I do every time we're doing one of our shows.
I know. I just can't stop you. But you were supposed to find out how much it was. Wait.
Yes. Without the lodging.
I am. Sorry. Go ahead.
What happened?
Somebody just said that they're also in Austin. Woohoo!
With the hotels, it varies a little bit. So just the price without all the lodging is $41.53, and that includes all the ground and water transportation, all the entry fees, all the tour guides, and that's for the 11 days of touring.
So that's including all your hotels, great accommodations, and so that's a really great price. Plus, Charlie doesn't charge a solo supplement. So if you are a solo, do you have the solo price handy?
For Greece specifically, there's not a lot of them that we have this. Italy and Greece are two of the few countries where we do need a two-person minimum.
Okay.
Which is almost never a problem. There are a lot of countries that people contact us. They're solo travelers, Iceland, Bolivia, that kind of thing. Greece isn't typically one of them. Usually it's the guy and the girl or the family, or two girls want to go together or something like this.
I see.
You know, it's a private tour. So yeah, it's very, very rare. I've had just one person say, hey, I want to go spend 2 weeks in Greece all by myself, and I want to be in romantic Santorini by myself, and I want to party by myself in Mykonos and that kind of thing.
Some people do.
Yeah.
And that's okay. We'll take care of you if you're a solo. You just have to pay extra.
Yeah, I mean, we'll do it. It's just because it's all private transportation. Once you're actually on the islands, you know, for one and two people, the price is not so different. So that's why we typically have like a two-person minimum.
So I was thinking about next week. Now, next week I'm going to be in Boston. I've got some appointments at Mass General, so I'm not going to be here. But the next week we'll do Travel Talk Tuesday. And I was thinking about Bolivia. What do you think of that?
Let's do it.
Is that exciting enough for you? Should we do something else?
No, Bolivia's a good one because today, for the first time ever, when you put luxury tours, Bolivia, we rank organically on the front page of Google. We are place number 3.
Wow.
So
that doesn't really surprise me. I mean, how many people do tours of Bolivia?
Don't know, but we do it better than
yes, I mean, of course, you're the best, but
when it comes to our itineraries, nobody can touch us.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why we exist. Just in terms of like saying that we will cover the country, the must-dos and the must-sees, that it's like, you know, go find somebody who does it more comprehensively than we do. Yeah. I would like to see it because until now, I've not seen any company touch us
No,
And
I
that,
totally agree that you are my go-to for a tour provider who puts the most value and the most highlights together for the clients in a fabulous program that I've never had anybody give you less than 5 stars. Everybody loves you. The tours are fabulous. Oh, and let me just say, Charlie does not go on all the tours. They always think that you're going to be there guiding. So Charlie is the owner of the company. He has fabulous people all over the world. He takes the people on tours. So you'll be very lucky if Charlie is your guide.
yeah, I'm the founder of the company. I don't go with the travelers on the tours, but the people in these countries, they're very much aware of what we do and how we operate our stuff. So they know our itineraries and they carry them out the way that I've dictated, basically. And then this is because I've been there. I've done my research and development. I've tried it out. Our customers are not guinea pigs. You know what I mean? I do it all beforehand.
Yeah.
And then I find the people, make sure that they know how to do the job. And, that's it. That's what we do.
And one of the other things I want to mention too is I do put people on a lot of cruises out of Athens. And you can do both. You can do a land tour before your cruise. You can do a land tour after your cruise if you end in Athens. There's all sorts of options. So I think the best possible vacation in that area is a combination of land and sea. So you can do both. Of course, you'll need lots of time, but who doesn't have time?
That's all we got. That is all we got. So.
All right. So in 2 weeks, we will discuss Bolivia. So be there or be square. What are you going to do next week, Charlie? You'll have a whole hour.
What am I going to do with that hour when we're not doing a show together?
Yeah.
Oh boy. I don't know what I'm going to be doing in 1 hour from now. So I have no idea what I'm going to be doing in 7 days from now. Maybe getting some sleep. I went to a Shakira concert and didn't go to bed until 5 o'clock in the morning. So
oh man, you need to go to sleep.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right on that one.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up. Go ahead and scan my QR code. Enter to win the contest for the Alaska cruise on Oceania. And be sure to put hashtag Travel Talk Tuesday on any of your comments on any of our platforms that we're streaming on: LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I think that's everything. And we will give you a $50 gift certificate towards any Charlie the Traveler tour anywhere in the world. So thank you so much for watching and joining us. Follow, subscribe, like. And please let us book your next vacation.
You're the best, Lainey.
You are too. Keep Boston weird.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Bye.